Good morning, my name is Rossi and I will be your chairperson for today's service. Are there any visitors or new students and families here this morning? First, we will have sutra chanting. Please join in the reading of Sambujo on page 24 in the Big Book, followed by Juseige on page 23 in the Little Book and page 93 in the Big Book. Now we will have Gatha, Hotoke-sama, followed by the golden chain located on page 2 in the little book and page 15 in the big book under golden chain 1. The golden chain. I am a link in the golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in Amida's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida
Namo
Butsu.
Amida Butsu.
Now we will have a Dharma lesson by Mr. Jones.
Please join me in Kansho. A man who does not learn from life grows old. Good morning. Happy to see everybody here and those of you who are out there watching us from home. My birthday was earlier this week, I don't mind people calling attention to it, but it's not something I look forward to anymore. I was thinking about that on my birthday. When did I stop looking forward to birthdays? Was it as I approached my 40th? Was it my 50th, my 60th? I do remember looking forward to birthdays in general, and some very specifically. I remember in elementary school. I know, amazing, isn't it? But I do remember. When I was in 4th grade, I wanted to be 12 in the worst way. My elementary school went to 6th grade, so I would be 12 when I entered 6th grade. I'd finally be one of the big kids. After 12 had come and gone, I wanted to be 16. Why 16? Because I would get my driver's license. Freedom. It was just me and my mom in those days. My dad had passed away when I was 12, and my brother, who was several years older, had been out of the house for a number of years. So since my mom had to work, and if I needed to get somewhere further than my bike could carry me, then it meant riding the bus. Now in those days, kids often rode the bus by themselves. I started doing that when I was 9, and not something we ever let our kids do, nor would it be something I would recommend today. But getting that driver's license was a huge deal for me. So I looked forward to that day for 3 years. With my driver's license safely in my wallet, the next goal was 18. I'd be able to vote. I really didn't have any appreciation for everything that entailed, but it was important to all the adults. The teachers talked about it all the time, and so it became important to me. Since my birthday is in January, it was a long time before I got to use that right to vote in an election. And it was even longer before I got to vote in a presidential election. I was almost 21 and when I finally got to vote in that presidential election, and I suddenly had an appreciation for the fact that being 21 meant I could drink alcohol. That's for the adults, by the way. So, strangely enough, I looked forward to 21 mostly because it appeared to me that when you were 21, you were finally an adult. About the only thing you couldn't do at 21 was to rent a car. You had to be 25 for that. As you can tell, I spent a lot of time in my younger days wanting to be older. But once I started working full-time, I didn't look forward to getting older. I looked forward to Friday, the end of the work week, and payday. Why does it seem like the future is always better than now? Why are we in such a hurry to get beyond today and to some point in the future? Whether it's getting to the end of the week, getting to your next birthday, or the beginning of summer, or should I say the end of the school year, the future often looks better than today. Anything looks better than today. Think about when you're doing something that's really fun or interesting. When you're doing something that's really fun, you want it to last for a long time. In fact, you don't even have time to think about the future because you're having so much fun. And the time just seems to fly by when you're having fun. But when you're doing something that's not so fun, chores, homework, or really anything you don't like to do, time seems to go by really slowly, right? Well, I'm not going to ask you whether time's going really slowly or quickly right now, but whether we are doing something that we really enjoy or something we do because we have to, they're both opportunities to learn. They're both opportunities to experience something new. If you pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing chores, you may be able to figure out a way to make it easier, something to make it faster without having to go back and doing it again because you did it wrong. When you're doing something fun like a sport, you're learning the skills involved in the sport, you're learning to play on a team, and you're learning to think critically about that sport, strategically about that sport, and how to play the game. No matter what you're doing, there's an opportunity to learn. In Buddhism, we are taught to focus on where we are and what we are doing in this very moment. We refer to that as living in the present. When we pay attention to what we're doing now and the people we are doing it with, we refer to that as being present. Our attention is on what we are doing right now, and we can only live, after all, in the present. The past is gone, and we can't change it. The future is always ahead of us, and we can never live in that future. We can only live in the present. We can only experience now. It is good advice to live in the present. We should take advantage of gaining the experience of what we are doing right now, learning from it and doing it better, enjoying it more in the future. Besides, why should we be in a hurry to get to the next age, the next activity, the next event? Notice the people around you. Enjoy the friends you're making. Learn from each other. Learn from your teacher. Learn from your coach. And yes, even learn from your parents. Pay attention to what you're doing. Live in the present. Enjoy the people around you. Learn everything you can about what it is you're doing so you can do even better and faster the next time. Don't be in a hurry to grow up. That will come soon enough. Having fun being whatever age you are, have fun being whatever age you are now. Whether you're 5, 15, 25, 55, or 70, keep focused on the present to prepare yourself for an even better future. Not because the future is better, but because you will be better. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. 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 Thank you.
Thank you to Mr. Jones. Now we'll have Gatha farewell on page 45, followed by the promise located on page 5 in the little book and page 15 in the big book.
Dharma school is over for another day. Let us gather round the shrine, bow our heads and say, thank you, teacher, for your help. Thank you, everyone. Buddha's love will keep us safe till our work is done. So we'll meet again next week. Won't you take good care? Let us try to do what's right, always kind and fair. We shall spread the happiness faith in Buddha brings. Now it's time to say goodbye till we meet again. Namu Amida Butsu, sing this fine refrain. Namu Amida Butsu, sunny day or rain. Namu Amida Butsu, strong in faith remain. Namu Amida Butsu, till we meet again.
The promise. We thank the Buddha for showing us the way of freedom. We will endeavor to walk in his noble path every day of our lives. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Thank you to Rinban Sakamoto, Reverend Mikame, Miss Akizuki, Mrs. Tanabe, and Mr. Jones, and to musician Mr. Yoshihara. Are there any announcements?
Good morning. This is for high school class. We will be doing an activity in the gym today. It's in the annex. So instead of going upstairs, please meet in the annex, in the gym floor. And I also need at least 4 parent volunteers to help me out as kind of like proctors kind of thing, so coaches. So if you are available, I need 4 parents. You should be not wearing nice clothes because you might get wet. So thank you.
Good morning.
My name is Marcus Sakurai.
And I'm Brandon Nagatani. We are from Boy Scout Troop 611. On March 11th, we'll be having our family dinner. Each dinner will have Korean barbecue, meat, rice, broccoli, salad, and dessert.
You can reserve your ticket at the Eventbrite link. We will have dine-in or takeout. Each dinner will come with a raffle ticket, and there will be an opportunity to purchase more raffle tickets that day.
You can send or bring a check to the church office or give to any Boy Scout.
There are flyers in the back of the church. If you have any questions, there's an email address on the flyer.
Thank you for supporting our troop.
Before everyone leaves the temple, please straighten all the books for the next service. Those of you who are interested and are welcome to attend the adult English service following this service or to visit the open door cafe outside. For your safety, please obey the crossing guards and look both ways before crossing the street. Thank you for attending today's service.
Good morning. I sent you an email.
You did?
For your mom's registration, individual registration application that Honganji sent. So, maybe a couple days ago. I sent it to that email address. Oh. Try and ask her if she's received it.
Okay, I can look at her email.
Yeah, and then if not, just email me at that email address.
Is there something they need?
Yeah, but it can't be fill out that form and send it into the So,
Okay.
I think it's your mom. She's traveling. Who is she traveling with?
With Mrs. Kurtori. Joyce Kurtori.
Oh,
Is
okay.
the roommate.
Yeah, so if we could get both of their filling out that.
Oh, no, Rinban's talking to me.
I'm getting counseling. Yeah, so.
Okay, so I'll check.
Okay.
And yeah, if I don't see anything, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good job.
stay there. That way the person who's knocking the dock into the dock and it's thrown out of sort of the machine.
So go up for like the last,
Yeah,
like
just
the last lyric or so.
well, even they can wait till the song finishes. But if they just stand there for the whole song, because they're announcing the song, so just take a couple steps back. Because I know they don't want to do the microphone.
Oh,
I
so you
understand.
mean say during the song
Instead of sitting, taking their seat, just back up.
and sing and stand
Sit
during
there
the
and
song?
sing. Yeah. It's just
You know,
a
but I know
suggestion.
what you're saying because then it's not like because sometimes they wait till it ends and then they go up, but there is like a little loud kind of there.
Yeah, they could also get up during the last,
I think they might have like that though.
Okay.
I think they come down really.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending this volunteer recognition service. For me, this is a really important part of our honoring all the volunteers who come to this temple and do everything they can to make it a success. So these are very few that we acknowledge because their organization decided to fill out my form, but this does not in any way exclude any of the other fine volunteers that we have. So thank you very much. The first thing we'll do is Juseige, and then after that is Hotoke-sama, and in the small book that's page 55, in the large book it's page 302. So.
Ujo me If you would please rise now for the Gatha Hotoke-sama. Is it in this? Okay, so 55 in the Dharma School service book. If you please remain standing for the three treasures on page 3 in the Dharma School Server book.
So if you wouldn't mind, please show me in Kansho. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now you live in it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now you hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be free from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in three treasures of truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of Yahweh to enlightenment and awaken ourselves our springing will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of doctrine and gain a wisdom deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in the true accord in your life and harmony in a spirit of universal brotherhood, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages and myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us solely understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you.
I guess you could read the program. Now we have Rinban and Sakamoto doing the message. So.
Good morning. Welcome to this morning's service. It is a volunteer recognition service and also known as a Dana Day service. And Dana is one of the 6 paramitas. And is one of the things that we should all be practicing. Not always successful at it, but nevertheless, it expresses a recognition of the interdependency that we share with the world around us. When we do an act of dana, we should be mindful of what we're doing. The act of dana is about doing something that is for the benefit of others. It's not to receive anything, but to act selflessly for someone else. Or the world around us. It's not just for people. It might be for your pet at home. It might be for a tree. That dana, the sense of selfless giving, extends to the world. Again, not to simply to beings, but to everything that surrounds us, that we are immersed in, that we are a part of. Sometimes it's difficult to do something as an act of dana. Sometimes we are thinking about how that act may be received by the person that we present this to. We don't have to worry about, say, a tree if we water the lawn, but if we water the tree. But we may be thinking, oh, this is good for the tree. And so again, it's me that's thinking about I'm doing something good for the tree. But if we give something or present something to someone, we might be thinking, even how will this be received? Or will I be recognized maybe for what I do? I think for most of us, when we do these acts of dana, it's not that complicated. We don't get so tied up in knots about what we're doing and whether what we're doing will be received or not received or how I benefit from it. And I think that's wonderful that we simply do these things. And I think if we can begin to recognize that these acts of dana really help bring the world together. We often talk about the humanity that we share with all beings. And it's this compassion, this empathy that we have with the world around us that really holds us together. Without that compassion and empathy, we're separated, we're divided, we're broken into groups, and these groups may become hostile to one another. But if there is a sense of compassion and of empathy, even if we separate into groups, the groups can recognize each other and interact in a way that doesn't cause harm, doesn't diminish the other. So when we participate in these activities, again, dana is a part of the 6 paramitas. We may be conscious of what we are doing, but most of the time, I think when we do something like that, we may not be even thinking about it. One example that I'm always kind of think about when I think about dana is a story that Reverend Betsuin told a long time ago, and he would tell this regularly, so I'll resurrect this story that he used to tell. But he would say, when we do osaise, we make offertory, and we place some money in the saisen. We have a saisen baku in the back, a big saisen box in the back. But we also have, we usually bring out a basket on Sunday mornings that people can put osaise into. And that osaise is used for the temple. It might be collected for a special purpose. It might be used for a project to help someone in the community or some organization in the community. But he used to say, when he does osaise, and he comes up to the osaise and basket, and he places the osaise in the basket, he would put osaise in the basket, and then back up, do gasho, and then back up to do. And while he's doing all of that, he's thinking, did I give too much? Maybe I shouldn't have given so much. Well, maybe I could have just given half of what I gave. But maybe that might have been too little, so it was a good thing. Maybe I did a good thing by giving the amount. So this kind of very complex thinking process that might be involved in a simple act of doing osaise. And I'm sure you don't do that. I mean, we don't kind of think about how much are we giving, whether it's enough, whether it's too much. Maybe it might be, well, so he used to tell this story all the time. And it's just a simple act of doing osaise. And there are other things too that we might, we kind of hear funny stories about. You want to share a piece of pie, so the pie is cut, right, and cut in half. And one side looks bigger than the other. You give the big one? You're thinking of the other person, maybe the other person shouldn't be eating so much, so maybe I'll give it the smaller side. So that's an act of kindness, right? Give the smaller side. So, but we do this all the time, right? We're always kind of engaged in this interaction with others. I think that's wonderful. And I don't think we should be hard on ourselves if we find ourselves thinking about what we're doing in that way. Because it's reflecting on our behavior, right? It's reflecting upon who we are and our interaction with the world around us. And that mindfulness of what we're doing can encourage us to broaden the way that we see the world and our interaction with the world around us. On Wednesdays, we have a group of volunteers that come to the temple. And this Wednesday volunteer group has been coming for many years. And before the pandemic, we would also have a lunch together. Everybody would chip in and we'll get some bento from someplace, or somebody would bring some food to share. And but it's just a kind of a regular thing that they would be involved coming to the temple on Wednesdays to do. And as Terry mentioned in her opening remarks, it's reflected throughout the temple. That group of people that come regularly on Wednesday reminds us of the people who fix the doors or fix the ceilings that are falling down. Larry, did you get that ceiling fixed? Or is it Larry? It's been okay. So, well, that's Steve's job now. Okay, now so we pass it on to Steve. So those kinds of things, right, that take place in the temple, all over the temple, that people are involved in, and it's not just the physical campus, but it's interaction between people and the interaction with the world around us. And really what holds us together, the only thing that can really hold us together is that empathy and compassion. It may not be a conscious thing, but the more comfortable we become with that, the more often we find ourselves doing things that are because we are connected with the life around us. It's not for benefit. It's not because it's going to make you a better person or it's going to make the world a better place. As we're trying to do that, sometimes we get caught up in what I think is right or what needs to be done. But if we simply act in compassion, act compassionately in kindness, then there's no question. And sometimes it may not be as clear as we would like it to be. And if we're mindful, we'll think about these things. And perhaps the next time we might be able to be more mindful, more open, less concerned of boundaries and separation. We'll simply act in a way that affirms the deep connection we share with the life around us. Today, as we participate in this volunteer recognition service, this Dana Day service, we are especially mindful of the acts of kindness that we all benefit from, that make our lives possible. It is central to Buddhism, it is central to Jodo Shinshu, that we recognize how our lives are possible through the acts of others. And we simply respond in Jodo Shinshu, we simply respond and we say, Namo Amida Butsu, in gratitude and appreciation. And Namo Amida Butsu, thank you to all of the volunteers who make this temple function, not only in terms of its the physical structure of the building, of the temple, but most importantly, make it possible for us as people to come together, to gather together, to affirm the deep connection again that we share with one another. Thank you very much to all the volunteers. We'll acknowledge a few of them today, but again, there are many others who help to make this temple what it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Rinban. My name is Terry Oshidari. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself before, but I want to tell you the background after listening to Rinban. The reason I started this program was because I would sit here in temple and I'd think, gee, I wonder who did the flowers, or I wonder who counts the osai sen, or, you know, you just start to wonder how things get done. And I'm real nosy, and so, you know, I started asking, well, who does that? And I found this wonderful group of volunteers that they were unsung heroes in my mind. And so it's like, wait, I know it's part of Dharma, but I really think that there are people who are in organizations that we personally don't have a contact with, but they really help that organization function. And so that was why this program was set up, to say thank you, and you know what? We acknowledge you. So, there are several people who are not able to come today. Maybe it's the 49ers. No, there are other people that had other commitments. So Mitchell Butler was not able to come. He went to a wedding. And Janice Oda had other commitments. And Linda Onishi had a family thing down south. So just to let you know that why there are so many holes, because it's hard to get everyone here at one time, and especially today, so with the weather and with the 49ers. So we'll get started. I like to acknowledge the person who submits the application, because they have to take their time to write up the application. And so I really appreciate that they take their time to do that. So thank you to Paul Endo for submitting Elaine Ando's application. And if you could come up and Oshoko and stay up here, and what we'll do is we'll take a quick photo before we continue with the end of the service. So just Oshoko and then come this way and line up. They're being presented with a certificate and a gift book. So, thank you, Elaine. When you read through I used to read it. It's what we print on the certificate, but it's you can read it, so I won't say any of it, but she's been acknowledged by the Betsuin choir. So Mitchell Butler was nominated by the Lin Yamaichi for the Lotus Preschool. Next is Lily Hayashimoto, and she was nominated by the Adult Buddhist Association, and it was President Steve Ichinaga who did the write-up. If you read through what these people do, this is like a fraction of what they do for the temple. So I have to cut it so that I can put it on their certificate. So next is Mike Mori, and he was nominated the Betsuin Board of Directors, and Larry Honda, president, did the write-up. If any of you participated in the church cleanup, he's the one who organized it. And you notice the big dumpster that he had out there in front, that was filled. So that's how much he sort of got rid of around here. Janice Oda, if you look at her write-up, I don't know how she has time to do all that she does, but she does a lot, and she had other commitments, so she didn't come. But Gloria Yamauchi from the board wrote that application. Linda Onishi, what can I say? She helped Steve, the former president, and she was really active in the BWA. And so Karen Akimoto of BWA did the write-up. And then David Tsukimura, he has been nominated by Boy Scout Troop 611 by Keith Kadokura. And please read the program, because they have done so much. This whole group, they deserve our thanks and appreciation from the whole temple. So here we are. There's our volunteer recognition. Could we just take a quick picture so it'll save everyone coming up and down? Thank you. Thank you. I have a few acknowledgments. Thank you to Rinban. He's always there with support and advice in doing this program. And the office staff always supports me. And, you know, they do the program and they take care of all the little details. You see that Alvin Hironaga took the photos. And Chris Kawashima has never shown up, but she does all of the certificates. She's done that for years for me. So I really want to acknowledge her work. And then for all of the volunteers and their families, please, you're welcome to come upstairs to the boardroom. We have a reception in your honor. And the ladies of the Sangha support group have presented this, and they usually outdo themselves. So please feel welcome. And thank you very much. We appreciate your attendance today. I guess it's announcements right now, so if there. Oh, that's right. Larry, are you hiding? Yeah, he was hiding.
I thought I was getting out of that when you skipped over me, so rats. Thank you to our ministers, Rinban Sakamoto and Reverend Mikame, our minister assistants, Sumi, Tanabe, Dennis Akizuki, and Michael Jones. Our musician today is Michael Yoshihara, and our technician who's helping broadcast this online is Paul Endo. Thank you to Terry Oshidari for not just starting this program, for continuing to chair this program every year. And certainly congratulations and a big thank you to our recipients today, all of you. I didn't bring the program with me, so I'm not going to name you all individually. And just as important, thank you to all the members of the Sangha and members outside the Sangha who help us every day. As I said in my New Year's address, is that all charitable organizations don't exist without the help of numerous volunteers, and we are no exception. So many, many thanks to those of you who may never receive one of these volunteer recognition awards, but you are just as valuable as any of us. So thank you. Oh, sorry. And Rinban, I'll take the bigger piece of pie. So.
Okay, thank you. Now we can have announcements. Are there any organizations that would like to announce their? I think they did it in the Sunday school service. So.
Can I do it from here? So, Boy Scout Troop 611 is having their family steak dinner on Saturday, March 11th in the annex next door. Takeout is from 4 to 6 p.m. Dine-in is from 5 to 7 p.m. Tickets can be reserved on Eventbrite, and there are flyers on the back table on how to reserve tickets and pay for tickets. So thank you.
I think the BWA also has a charity thing going with Aki, and what they're requesting are full-size toiletries, and there's a box in the office for you to drop that off. So, and Eco Sangha always is looking for those old socks mismatched wholly, because we send it so that they use it instead of putting it in landfill. They use it to make dog beds and that sort of thing. So please, I know you all have some mismatched socks or holy ones, then they don't care. They just shred it up and use it to make the dog bed. So thank you to all of you for attending. Thank you to our volunteers who've been recognized. And thank you to those people who have written up the applications for this program. I really appreciate that, because that takes your time and a lot of thought into how to present each of our volunteers. So thank you. Everyone can come up in Oshoko.